All right, former Bush 41 campaign advisor Mark Serrano. We got College Republicans National Chairman Alex Smith, GOP strategist Lenny Alcivar. Lenny, what do you make of this? It's as if, the media is already jumping on the fact, this is fact. There is no denying influence to this day, at this time, that the White House is all but moved to Moscow. What do you make of this? Because it occurs on the same day we're seeing a pretty aggressive Republican, series of initiatives on this domestic agenda, which might or might not be a pipe dream, but you certainly wouldn't know it from the coverage.
Oh, I know it. And your viewers don't have to take it from you or from me as a Republican strategist. Democratic senators have said the same thing. There's just no evidence. So what's happening now is you have these parallel universes. You have the national Beltway media, and you have what really matters at home in the states. What really matters at home in the states is that the Congress, House and Senate, we have the majorities, put comparable legislation aimed at jobs, reform across the board, and health care on the president's desk. That is how you get things done in Washington, not waiting around hoping that a malaise will wash over Washington, sitting around in neutral, waiting for something to happen.
No doubt. I mean, they say the best defense is a very good offense here, and Alex Smith, I think that's the tack Republicans want to take. Now, I could see them making progress on all of these tax-related fronts, even the budget thing in the House. I'm not so sure in the Senate, where there's very little wiggle room. But play this out for me. What do you see happening?
I think that this is one of these situations where you have to play the ball as it lies. The facts are that we have a special prosecutor. The special prosecutor is going to continue on with the investigation. At the same time, there are
Say that again, Alex. We have a special prosecutor looking into this. So this cover, Dave, are you ready for this? This cover, which prejudges his work, it's a waste of time. I just threw that back.
Well, look, I mean,
he's getting his workout today, but go ahead.
The bottom line is that there are 82 legislative days left on the calendar. And as you mentioned, Speaker Ryan is optimistic about tax reform. And just speaking to business owners and individuals around the country, they are anxious for this kind of reform. They're anxious to get that corporate rate down to make America more competitive for business. And I think that what's really important to remember here is that despite the ongoing investigation, Republicans still control the agenda. And don't forget the little sweetener that they've added in 2018 that's not on the agenda for this year, but on the agenda right before the midterms, which is infrastructure. And tell me that those 10 Democratic senators from states that Trump won, or 12 Democratic representatives from districts that Trump won, want to go home and explain to their constituents why they're not addressing crumbling bridges and crumbling roads. Well,
sometimes I wonder if those in the media will even let them. Believe me, on these kind of stories, and you and I have talked about it quite often, Mark, is that this, I'm all for covering, what's going on, the progress or lack thereof on this Russian investigation. But I have time also to talk about what's happening at the corner wall and Broad right now in this market. I'm not going to prejudge that investigation or show you that Time magazine cover, because they won't give it back to me now, so I can fling it on the ground. But I was so incensed by that, because that's like going ahead and prejudging where all of this will end up, that the White House is under communist influence, that we might as well move the White House to Red Square. And so you're ingraining that thought in the American public. You're clearly trying to stop an agenda you may not like, or the media may not like, or those on the left may not like. But, man, you can't make this stuff up.
Right. So that Time cover is proof that the only collusion going on in Washington is between the Democrats and the media. Pick it up again. Matt will get it. But, is between the media and the Democrats the only collusion going on. Look, there's an old Arabic proverb that says, though the dogs may bark, the caravan moves on, and the Republican caravan moves on. Take a look at what's taken place this week on real substantive policy issues. Brand new Trade Representative Lighthizer, on his first day on the job, sent a letter initiating the renegotiation of NAFTA. Mnuchin and Gary Cohn, the economic advisor, met with the Senate Finance Committee on Wednesday. Mnuchin testified before the Banking Committee yesterday. There have been hearings on infrastructure and health care. Look, the caravan moves on. The policy agenda is moving on. Frankly, Neil, I think the bigger threat to progress this year is that 82 legislative days. Let's increase it by 20 or 30. I say that this Congress stays in session during the August recess. They shouldn't get their August break unless we get our tax break.
No? All right, we'll see what happens on that. And then you're going to slap you around. I'll wake you up. But thanks, guys, very, very much.